My name's Sheila Ager, and I'm Dean of the Faculty of Arts, and I've been given the pleasant task of saying hello to you all, and welcome to this season's, the second of this season's Indigenous Speakers event, Songs in the Key of Cree. And before I go any further, it's important that I read you the UW Faculty of Arts Territorial Acknowledgement. The Faculty of Arts acknowledges that we live and work on the traditional territory of the neutral, Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee peoples. The University of Waterloo is situated on the Haldimand Tract, the land promised to the Six Nations that includes 10 kilometers on each side of the Grand River. I remarked at our last meeting in September, when Jesse Thistle was here, that I'd like us to move forward from merely reading the acknowledgement, which is indeed important in and of itself, and work on enacting its spirit and what it stands for. If the University of Waterloo is situated on land that was promised to the Six Nations, then I believe it behooves us to recognize that heritage more proactively. Today's event is an example of the kind of initiative I'm very proud of as Dean of Waterloo's Faculty of Arts. And in future, I look forward to seeing more such initiatives, ones that take our promises and our principles and make them a concrete reality. This afternoon's performance is a component of the SSHRC-funded Songs in the Key of Cree, Indigenous Laughter and Language Revitalization in Canada, which is a truly innovative research partnership between Indigenous language organizations and the University of Waterloo. The partnership is led by UW historian Professor Susan Roy. She moved. She's somewhere else, I can't see her. Thank you, very good. Susan, writer David Robertson, who visited our speaker series last March, and Cree playwright and member of the Order of Canada, Thompson Highway. Songs in the Key of Cree examines histories of language loss and revitalization and the role of music, laughter, and performance in the language resurgence work occurring in Indigenous communities. The project incorporates community-based research into the history of language loss and resurgence, and contributes to the development of multimedia language and cultural materials in partnership with the Saskatchewan Cultural Centre, the Manitoba First Nations Education Resource Centre, the Ojibwe and Cree Cultural Centre, the University of Guelph, and the University of Waterloo. So welcome again, everybody, and enjoy the show. And here to warm you up for it is the Indigenous Students Association Drumming Group.
How many Crees do we have in the crowd? Yay! Yes, and little one back here, and I'm Cree. I'm Sotante Ntotomak. I'm Cree from Treaty 6 Territory, Northern Saskatchewan, the director of Sadiji Rota, the Waterloo Indigenous Student Center. Because we have a young Cree also with us today, we're going to sing a different song than probably many of you have heard us sing before, and it's a lullaby. And it's not necessarily Cree, though, because I don't know very many Crees out here to sing the Cree songs with me, but we'll sing it for the child.
Humma, 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 hey yow. Humma, humma, hey yow. Humma, 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 hey yow. Humma, hey yow, hey yow. Way, hey yow. Way. Humma hey yow, hey yow. Humma, 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 hey yow. Humma, humma, hey yow. Humma, 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 hey yow. Humma, hey yow, hey yow. Way, hey yow. Way yow, way yow. Oh, humma, hey yow, hey yow. Humma, hey yow, hey yow.
Not bad for singing with the Mohawk lead singer from a song I learned out in Treaty 6 territory from an Oneida who came out years ago. And just thinking about the way language and changes and song changes as it travels across the lands, but the root of the song is still the same, but there's different variations of it. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to invite up Emma Smith. Emma is a alumni and is now back as a graduate student in a master's program. She's been an active member of the Indigenous Student Association and work that goes on at the Waterloo Indigenous Student Center. And I'm just so delighted that she has come back to do her master's program and that she's not leaving our center and our community just yet. And I'm going to invite her up to lead the rest of the show, I think. Thank you.
Bonjour, Emma Dijnakas, Maingan Dodam, Bikajunang Dunjaba, Minwa Waterloo Andaya. My name is Emma Smith, and I'm a grad student here, and I got to work on this project for the past year with Thompson Highway and the musicians. And I get to welcome you and share a bit about what Songs in the Key of Cree is and introduce it to you. Thompson Highway is an internationally acclaimed Cree playwright from Barren Lands First Nation in northern Manitoba. He is well known for his plays The Res Sisters, Dry Lips Oughta Move to Kapuskasing, and The Postmistress, as well as his novel, The Kiss of the Fur Queen. Today, you will hear songs from his musicals, including a new full-length Cree musical called Lynx L'Amour Goes to Nashville, which is being created through engagement with Cree communities in northern Manitoba and Saskatchewan. As you heard earlier, this is not just a play, it is a part of a larger Indigenous language revitalization project that connects a Chimawin, a Yamawin, and Papuan, language, storytelling, and laughter. Indigenous languages are critically endangered throughout the world. This is more than a loss of words and laughter. Indigenous languages embody sets of relationships and ways of being in the world that are powerful, transformative, and sometimes very funny. So, it is important that we support the critical work being done in Indigenous communities across Canada and the world to ensure that the next generation of children can continue to speak their language, their own language. And along with being a musician and writer, Thompson works in multiple languages, and he believes that all languages hold unique stories and emotions. So, you will see in the performance today that he incorporates not just Cree and English, but other languages as well. And we wanted to start the evening with a short 10-minute film from our tour in northern Manitoba Cree communities earlier this spring. And in it, you will hear many people speak about the importance of language and music. As Thompson says, when we lose a language, we lose a part of the earth's soul.
One of the ways of getting Native children to start learning the language is to make them sing it. There's nothing like beautiful music to make people sing. And to sing in Cree, it comes naturally.
Well, show me when. Play that. Let's play the bridge first, okay?
How did it start? We had been booked to do a cabaret, because I do a lot of cabaret here, there, and everywhere, with fellow artists, and we had been booked into a major hall in Toronto, a big concert hall. And in order to play that hall, which is a bit like playing in the Carnegie Hall of Canada, we had to be really well prepared, really refined in our playing. So I refused to go onto that stage cold. Kind of demanded like we do a whole series of shows before that to gear up for the big one. So we turned that series of concerts in preparation for this big one in Toronto. We accidentally committed ourselves to a larger project. Ultimately, at base, it is a Cree language preservation project.
So it's been a process. It's like a 3-year show kind of process, building process that we're working on. Last year we toured Saskatchewan, and this year we're focusing on Manitoba. So we're kind of going around, which I'm really excited about because we get to go to Brochet and Thompson and all these places that we're talking about in the story.
I missed you.
Oh, this morning, how I missed you so.
Oh, this morning, how I missed you so.
It's about a country singer, a Cree country singer from northern Manitoba, who struggles with her disadvantages, including physical disadvantages, to become a singer, to become a country singer.
All of Lynx's kind of journey, because she lives in Brochet and then goes to Thompson and then ends up in Winnipeg and then ends up in the States kind of a thing. So it's this kind of like little journey, and we're kind of going to backtrack a little bit for myself to kind of help me see the images of the land and where Lynx kind of comes from.
Voice, it was just so, it takes you to a different place where you just start thinking like, okay, imagining yourself there.
I didn't think it was gonna touch me as much as it did, you know, just like, I didn't think I was gonna get like that emotional to the point where it's just like, wow, just listening to that girl sing and her voice, we're just like, holy smokes.
Something really beautiful and magical about the North, and how, for me as an artist, I get very inspired when I get to get out of the city and the craziness of cars and horns and busy lights and all that kind of stuff, and just get to be out in nature. And the magic of this one is that I actually get to go to Brochet with Thompson Highway, where he grew up. He's gonna show us Reindeer Lake, where he was born and raised, and like kind of take us through that his whole kind of childhood, which is really exciting to me because that's one of the big connecting pieces in this show.
How are you enjoying the tour so far?
Tour so far is wonderful. I've done 2 shows, playing a 3rd show tonight. The show's getting better all the time.
next generation of children are not speaking it. And if we don't do anything about it now, by the time these kids are parents, all the languages will have died. And letting the Cree language die, letting any language die, not just native languages, but languages all over the world. Each time a language dies, the planet loses a bit of its soul.
Our culture is being lost, and I think it's going to help the community because it's another outlet. It shows that you can do stuff with your language, that's new and exciting.
I think the biggest goal is language, to be inspired by the language and the beauty of the language, and that we need to kind of preserve all our language and to take that back. And I think for myself, it's about the young people. I hope will inspire other youth to either start learning, because you're never too late to learn your language.
I feel like I finally kind of found a groove, and then it's like,
So you think I'm hit me off stage for dressing like this?
Dressing too good?
Yeah, I have the host too, right? So I have to look really nice.
Good job.
I never realized how beautiful our language is till it's like laid against the bed of music. Especially the music that Thompson writes, which is beautiful and intimidating to work with, right? Because he's such a great musician.
I hope that through this show that someone can be inspired to, really, it's a good thing to know who you are, and we shouldn't be ashamed of that, and we need to kind of rise up and be proud of who we are.
Memphis, Tennessee. What are you doing? There's nothing to see.
Start going.
Your voice sounded a lot closer. Yeah. Almost like dramatic endings like that.
Yeah. I can actually see you guys. It's like just the light.
The earth is a cool place.
Play some wholesome dice.
Wholesome dice.
Wholesome dice. Wholesome
Yeah.
game. 10,000 gets pretty heated.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Safety first around the fire, kids.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Well, we have an audience. It's not huge, but it's a respectable audience.
Yeah.
good.
I would now like to introduce you to songs in the Key of Cree and the amazing musicians that will be performing today. On guitar, we have Kevin Barrett. And on saxophone, we have Marcus Ali. And also on guitar, we have Nathan Halcrow, who you saw in the video. He came all the way from Cross Lake First Nations, Manitoba, to be here today. And the captivating vocalist, Patricia Cano.
Hello, everybody. Hola. Yeah, it's okay. Just a hello. All right. Well, we're going to start with a play reading. We're going to read part of the play, Lynx L'Amour Goes to Nashville, and introduce these songs to you by way of giving you the essential of the story. And that's what we'll do. So, yeah. And about language acquisition, I've been working with Thompson Highway since 2001, since I was a young thing. And I'm Peruvian. I'm a Spanish-speaking Peruvian Canadian, born and raised in Sudbury, Ontario, but been singing Cree with Thompson since 2001. So it's an honor to be here singing these new songs. And here we go. Lynx L'Amour Goes to Nashville is the name of the play. Light comes up on the transistor radio, which is hanging in midair, some 3 feet above the radio, hangs likewise a beaded tikanagan, strapped into which sleeps a 6-month-old baby. Then the sound widens to live dimensions so that now a woman is singing this song live, right there in the room at the band hall in Brochet. Then the light widens still to reveal the singer herself. It is Lynx L'Amour, an attractive Cree woman of 39 years singing from a stage. Sassy and sexy with a twinkle in her eye, she is full of mischief, always on the lookout for a laugh from the gut. Also, fading in is a makeshift sign that hangs overhead that reads, Lynx L'Amour, Come Home Tour, July 1990. La la. The first song I heard in my life came from a tree. That tree was singing to me, not even yet a year old. I was laced into a cradle board that was hanging from a spruce tree some 4 or 5 feet from that one that was singing. You see, we 5 brothers, 7 sisters, we were raised in the forests and on the lakes of northern Manitoba near what is now called Nunavut, each one born on a different lake. 10,000 lakes with umpteen islands, and no one has seen them except for us, the Cree and the Dene who come from there. Now, isn't that wonderful? As the 11th of those 12 children, I was hanging from the branch of an old spruce tree laced into a cradle board. It was our lifestyle, you see, our culture. Spruce trees, that is to say, were our babysitters. My mother, Salad L'Amour, may she rest in peace, used to tell me that even at that age, I knew what I was hearing because I was smiling, because the music coming from that tree made me happy. And in those days, we lived not in Brochet, where we had a house, even though we seldom used it, but on the land. Those forests, they were our kitchen, our living room, our bedroom. Such nomads were we as caribou hunters that we never lived on the same lake or island 2 summers running. No electricity, no TV, nothing. The silence, I longed for it. All we had was this simple transistor radio that ran on batteries and that worked only at night when the airwaves from Nashville, Tennessee, of all places, reached the far north. And only when that radio was held up high did it work. So the higher up it was, the better the reception, which is why we hung it from the branches of spruce trees at night, frequently with babies hanging right there beside them, dreaming. Isn't that nice? Now me, I was born in a snowbank, just came shooting up from my mother's womb like a great big snowball and landed in the snow with a poof. No one believes me, but I was. We all were. We lived, after all, in tents pitched in snowbanks in -40 weather. Can you imagine that? You get born like that today and you'd freeze your kipuchin. Anyway, it was so cold the morning I was born, on December 6th, 1951, that my mother's milk froze inside the breast, and I ate nothing but ice cream for the first 6 months of my life. And by the end of those 6 months, her breasts, they were so exhausted that she had to take a break, which is how and why I was breastfed by a caribou for the second 6 months of my life. Tapui, machwigachnida nigi the skin. It's true. I never lie. The caribou, that deer-like animal with the great big antlers that you see in pictures pulling Sanchikalas in his gift-jammed dog sled through the Milky Way. Milky Way in Cree, where the milk flies like this. Tutu sapwe is the Cree word for milk. Translates roughly to tit water. Anyway, the caribou, that great, big, beautiful animal pulling Sanchikalas through the air with his great, big, white beard. Well, that caribou is not a solitary creature like the moose. Caribou travel in herds of thousands. So we were surrounded by them. One time, my mother chopped a caribou in the butt as it was stampeding through our camp, and the axe sank so deep that she couldn't pull it out. And because it was the only axe we had, my mother held on for dear life, and she got dragged across the ice to the next island. In the prairies, they had the buffalo, but we had the caribou, and they were magnificent. Atik in Cree. Piakatik nisu atiwak, nistu atiwak. Hey, anansiatiki pimpatat. 1 caribou, 2 caribou, 3 caribou. Hey, look at that caribou running away. That's Cree, and I'll be showing you a few other words as we go along. But when I was a young thing, just learning to play the ukulele and writing songs, I was too shy to sing in front of people because, well, you see, I had a lisp. So I would sing to the caribou when I was all alone. I wrote love songs to Atik, my beloved animal. How I love the caribou. And I miss Atik terribly because where I live down south, there isn't a caribou in sight. I miss my land, ladies and gentlemen. siagi. Ispin sagi tueni buah. Itam tagi atu simaga. Ispik itam kiwit simayen. Ibus pik itam siagi. Ibus pik itam siagi. Ibus pik itam siagi. Thank you. Cree. Well, that's my language, my mother tongue, my soul. And it's the funniest language in the world. Each syllable, letter, comma, colon, semicolon, apostrophe, question mark, and period is a kick in the pants. A poke in the kiputim. Say this with me, please. Ipigupit. Ipigupit. He surfaces from the water like a loon. Ipagupit. Beautiful. He steps into the water. Ipigatit. He burps. Ipwigitut. He farts. See, you're laughing. My grandfather says that the laughter contained in our language is what saved us, what has seen us through the hard times. And God knows there have been hard times. The smallpox that killed millions, the alcohol, the hunger, the poverty. And he should know. He's been through it all, him and his generation. 100 years old come next August and still alive because he laughs. If you haven't laughed 100 times in one day, he says, you haven't lived that day. So laugh, granddaughter, and make me laugh, because that's how I want to die, is laughing. Grandpa Jinx, we call him. His real name is Joseph L'Amour, but we call him Jinx. Rhymes with Lynx. Oh, and he's had a hard life. Grandma, may she rest in peace, found him in the gutter in Winnipeg after he'd been drinking for 25 years. She brought him home to an island on Reindeer Lake, which has 5,000 islands. It is that vast. And that's where she healed him. We'd visit them by canoe once a week on their island, me and Dad and my little sister, Carol. We were 8 and 10, and Grandpa and I would sit there on this rock and listen to the lake, sometimes silent, when it looked like glass, sometimes with wavelets that lapped up on the shore, and sometimes with white caps, and sometimes with monster waves that crashed and roared. It was all a symphony, magnificent music, the waves. When the wind sings songs that are beautiful for us and the animals and the trees and the rocks. When the wind and when the waves sing. This song is called The Waves. Oh, the waves. How I wanted to sing like those waves, the waves of Reindeer Lake. That's what woke the music that was always inside of me. I decided right then and there that I was going to sing country music, like the music I heard on that transistor radio when I was a baby. And my elder sister Louise, she was only 16 at the time. Well, she reminds me of that story every chance she gets. Because, man, I wanted to sing like those waves, and I was going to do it. Thank you. Well, now we're going to jump ahead quite a few songs into the storyline. So she's been working hard on her lisp. She got a voice coach. She gathered the courage to perform in her first small voice competition, a Loretta Lynn look-alike and sound-like competition. And so she was gaining confidence and making way. And here we go. We are now, oh yeah, we've moved on. So she's performing now. She's on the road. Omaha, Nebraska, Sioux City, Iowa, Saginaw, Michigan, Cincinnati, Ohio, Chickasaw, Oklahoma, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Walla Walla, Washington, Cheektowaga, New York, Seneca, New York, Mohawk Territory, Oshkosh, Wisconsin, Minnetonka, Minnesota. I do them all. My grandpa's voice pushing me and pushing me. Go, my girl. Don't let anything get you down. Sing our language. Let the world know that we haven't died, that we still exist and will exist forever. And I just happened to be in Wichita, Kansas, when I got a message at my hotel. And I know something is wrong. It's my sister Louise. Grandpa's dying. I'm being pulled back home again. My people don't want to lose me. Grandpa is dying, so now here I am back in Winnipeg sitting by Grandpa's side, and he's dying at the big hospital there, and, well, now he's 100. He's holding my hand, and he tells me the story of his lost years, his drinking days, the days our people almost lost themselves to this demon called Miniguiwin, alcohol. Sasiti Piscal. It was night already. Bugu taxi igual. So I hailed a cab. Upim paditigal. And the driver, Nigi pagitinik. He let me tatiki pichian. Tatuminigwigamik itagawastik. He let me stop at every bar whose light was on. Michit umatiwi minigwiga migwa kiwiwa patit na igu speak. Oh, all these bars that we saw back then. And this is what he said to me, holding my hand as he lay dying. An entire generation back in the 1920s, lost to the demon. Have you ever come face to face with Satan, granddaughter? Because I did. I did for years, and it was painful. Very, very painful. The degradation, and our language went with it. The only place you heard Cree back then, in the cities, was from the gutter. And we can't go back there again. Ipia guapian utawas ke gani igimu wakiwa igas kidi taman kagis kisian kagisipapiak apukimuanik imitataman imamatuyan michit umatuik minigwigawimigwa kigiwapatitana ego speak. Nathan Halcrow from across the Canada. Thank you. Well, he didn't die. As with all cancers, his was of the lungs. He'd smoked all his life. It was a long, drawn-out illness. But I couldn't stay for the end. I was broke. I needed money desperately. And he said himself, the show must go on, granddaughter, so go. Go, my girl, go. And he squeezed my hand, and I said, Kisagi Nemusum. I love you, grandfather. Tears streaming down my face, I walked out that door and out of the hospital and down the street to the Greyhound station, and it was the last time that I would see him. And wouldn't you know, but I'm in Wichita, Kansas, of all places, and I'm singing in yet another dive. In this dive called The Laughing Horse. And there's, 20 people in a room that seats 100? And there's this guy who keeps looking at me. And he's looking at me. And finally, during my break, he walks up to me. Dick Wheeler is his name. He works for a company called Capitol Records. As if. So I go into my second set, and after that set, Dick's still there. And he stops me again. He tells me he's interested in me and that I show promise. So I go into my third set. talk to him and we have a drink. He says he'll take me on, but with certain conditions. Change my hair, change my clothes, change my look. He wanted me to change my name from Lynx L'Amour to Debbie Laurie Kay, or something just as neutral. But the worst one was that this guy who was as white as a sheet and looked like Pee Wee Herman, he wanted me to change my language. I was hungry, I was vulnerable, I was desperate. So you know what? I said yes, but my fingers were crossed behind my back. And just then, my drummer, Glenn Top, he comes over with a message to call home. Grandpa has died. Just now, 10 minutes ago. I can't breathe. But I have no choice. I have to go on. I have to go on stage the next night in Nashville to humor Dick Wheeler and get my contract with Capitol Records. And so I decide to do it. I'll sing in English. Oh, this morning I went out for a walk. Oh, this morning how I missed you so. Oh, oh, oh. Why I missed you so. Tell me why. Oh, why? Just stop, guys, stop. It sucks in English. That's better. Of her grandpa sitting in the first row. A special comes on, a seat in the front row of the audience, which has been empty all along. And the band stops dead. And there is this huge silence in which she gasps out to the light in the first row. Nemuso, grandfather. The band kicks back in again, and for the first two lines of the song it plays alone while Lynx L'Amour goes into deep spiritual crisis, paralyzed with grief. She can't sing. Finally she rushes off stage crying and the band plays on, and people are wondering what's happening. Obviously something big has happened in the life of Lynx L'Amour until she comes back on stage looking like an angel. She's wearing one of those Loretta Lynn spectacular gowns, and she is now in Nashville singing at the Grand Ole Opry. Except this time, she is singing loud and proud in Cree. That is to say, she won over Dick Wheeler. Here we go. This is Nagamo. Nagamo naimita sige. Ipixis kala chatagado. Hiastus pisquacagidao. Tascuchina no do time. Iba wina kisaye. Iga wina kintei time. Igo chikantei timita. Tennessee, then from this place and from that place. And at one point she's doing Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas until at the end she is performing back at the band hall in Brochet, Manitoba. until, as the lights slowly fade to black, we hear her voice coming from a transistor radio hanging from a tree in the virgin forest of subarctic Canada. And beside it, hanging from a tree not 3 feet off, a beaded tikanagan, laced into which is a 6-month-old baby, dreaming of stardom. And that's the end of Lynx L'Amour, ladies and gentlemen, by Thompson Highway. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And we're going to do 5 more songs from 2 of Thompson's works. I just want to name Marcus Ali, this divine man, on the saxophone. We've got Kevin Barrett on guitar, and of course Nathan Halcrow. So I've got to make the 5:30 call. Look, I said I wouldn't be obsessed by the time, but there's a clock in front of my face. Susan, I'll make this half hour. The Postmistress is a one-woman play by Thompson Highway. I performed it in English and French in a few cities across Canada. And it's about a small town postmistress called Marie-Louise Pinchot, a little hot-handed, a hot little Métis woman who works in a tiny little post office in lovely Ontario and handling mail day in, day out. Each letter she handles becomes a song. And this first song is the first letter of the play, and it's a samba in Cree because it comes all the way from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, from a linguist called Bárbara Botafogo, who's writing to his lover, a Cree woman in Lovely, for help on his speech for a language symposium. Here we go. This is Tansinenis. Come on, hey, Astam, come. Samba in Cree. You heard it here first. Now we're going to do a song from a play called Rose. So you've read The Res Sisters, or at least heard of it. Then you've got Dry Lips Ought to Move to Kapuskasing, Res Sisters, The Women, Bingo. Dry Lips Ought to Move to Kapuskasing, The Men, Hockey. Following that, there's a play called Rose, and it brings the women and the men together in an epic war, the game being poker. The men, led by Big Joey, want to open the world's biggest casino. The women, knowing what is best for the community, which is to not have a casino built there, are fighting this war. And there are many casualties. It is truly an epic battle. And in Thompson Highway fashion, hilarity and tragedy ensue back to back. This song is called Jukebox Lady. Thompson wrote it. It's in the play, sung by Emily Dictionary. And Emily in the play, she really is the force that ultimately leads the women towards this symbolic victory. But in the play, she's always balancing between essentially life and death, because the woman, the love of her life, has gone. She took her own life because she couldn't handle all the violence on the res anymore. And Emily lives in between those worlds and deciding whether to go and stay. Essentially, in this song, at this moment in the play, she gets on her bike, her motorbike, and she decides to fight in the living world for her people. And so this is Jukebox Lady.
In
remain, but some colored dreams. How long since you came a victim of such rage, and how much longer will you remain in your glass cage? Hey there, Ojibwe lady, your time's not here, it seems. Those faraway tomorrows remain, but soft-colored dreams. Those faraway tomorrows remain, but soft-colored Thank you very much. So Jukebox lady from Rose. And now we're back to the world of this magical postmistress. So she's a pro, ladies and gentlemen. She's been doing this job for 37 years. She would never open a letter and read the private contents. Of course not. She knows the gossip of this town. She doesn't need to read the letters. But sometimes, or so she says, the light streams into her post office, just so. And she kind of lifts the letter to the light like this, at which point she can sometimes read it. This is Quand je danse from the Postmistress. For those who don't speak French, When I Dance with You. It's a love song inviting a loved one to come and dance under the stars. Quand je danse. Oh, the handwriting's so bad, it's difficult to read, eh? Sous les étoiles. Oh mon Dieu, it's him. Dans tes bras. It's stamped Montréal, but oui, avec toi. It's from that guy in Trois-Rivières, Québec. Je te regarde dans les yeux. anyone to know. Ce que je vois dans tes yeux. He doesn't want anyone to know who it's from. Et le reflet de ces étoiles et la lumière de ton amour. Oh mon Dieu, I wish Rolly, that's my husband, still talk to me like this, hey? Donc, ma belle, oh, about love, or about chocolates, whatever. Dans son bras, sous bras, ce soir. All right, Roland Pinchot, that's my man. Tonight, we are gonna blame it on the bossa nova. Under the stars. Quand je danse sous les étoiles, dans tes bras, oui avec toi, je te regarde dans les yeux, et si tu ce que je vois dans tes yeux, et le reflet de ces étoiles, la lumière de ton amour. Donc ma belle, viens me voir dans son bras sous bras ce soir. Quand je pense éternité, je ne vois que notre vie. Quand je pense de permanence, je ne vois que notre vie. Quand je rêve de notre amour, je ne vois que tes beaux yeux et ton beau corps et ta belle âme. Dans ma belle, viens m'aimer, viens danser. It's for that angry woman, Zian Gagnon, who came back to live at her mother's house on Boisville Road, just 10 miles east of Lovely. She came back 6 months ago after leaving her husband and 3 kids back in Trois-Rivières, Quebec, and no one knows the reason why. And in these letters, her poor husband, André Gagnon, he's a taxi dispatcher. He is trying everything in the books to try and get Zian to come home to him, but Zian Gagnon, she'll have none of it. In fact, she told me to throw his letters in the garbage, as if. Still, I can sympathize with her because I too once left my husband rolling because he used to tell me off when he thought I wasn't doing something properly. Not and show, I would plead. There's a kinder way of saying that. You don't have to yell at me to get your message across, and it would be over something as stupid as breaking the yolk on his breakfast egg or forgetting to wash his favorite shirt. So, you know what I did 3 years ago? I packed a suitcase and I walked out. And I left him with the 3 youngest kids we still had living at home, including my baby Suzette. Oh my God, I was so selfish. She was just 9 at the time. Hey, but I came back after only 1 week because Rolly sent me a letter. He sent me a letter to the Sapphire Motel in Starlight Falls where I was hiding, crying my eyes out. He found out where I was on account of that Blabbermouth Hotel receptionist. And in his letter, he said the same thing that is being said here. Here's your wine. But with that letter, he won me back. Oh, he won me back, I swear, by the beard of a Roland Pinchot. Oui. Quand je pense éternité, je ne vois que notre vie. Quand je pense de permanence, je ne vois que notre vie. Quand je rêve de notre amour, je ne vois que tes beaux yeux et ton beau cœur et ta belle âme. Non, ma belle, viens m'aimer, viens danser. Donc, mon beau viens danser, viens danser, viens danser, viens danser. Thank you. Thank you very much. Marcus and I were hoping, Marcus and I travel with Thompson Highway all over the world. We've been doing this since 2000, well, me 2001, you 2011. And that song usually ends pretty shortly, and we're like, oh yeah, yesterday and today we're gonna just draw that out and have fun, but no, the time. So, you know what, we're gonna do a song. This song doesn't have a place yet. It doesn't live in a play yet. It's new. It's called The Lunch. And Thompson Highway wrote it in honor of Helen Betty Osborne. For those of you who don't know her name or the story, you should. And she was 19, and in November 1971, she was abducted and brutally murdered by 4 men, and in the cold, and she was raped with a screwdriver over 50 times and left to die in the snow. And Thompson wrote this song imagining that the next day, the Sunday morning following, she was invited to lunch, and as she was being driven out to her death, in her mind, she was imagining this lunch and sending her regrets. This is The Lunch. For she said we'd be at table with friends and love and conversation. tapi witsumitsawapage apitagisigagi. Thank you very much for inviting me to lunch at your home tomorrow. Kwayas mina nagiwipitu tanadisidigukarido isagitagwao. I so wanted to come because I love you all so very much. Ma pam nagipitu tan ma pam nagipitu witsumitnawao. But I don't think I will be coming to lunch tomorrow. Tanigi. Why? Adisi si puede chikuni unapiwak. Adisi si puede chikuni uskinigiwak. Because these four men, they're taking me away. Tanti tutte chik, tanti itutte chik. Where are they taking me? Tanti itigui paskach, tanti itigui paskach. Where in the world are they taking me? Mama pam kitam kawapamit nawao. Ma pam. So I don't think I'll be seeing you again. Never again. Adisi winbe chiku napiwak. Igusi kitnach kawetu tagaw. Iwinbe chik. Because these four men, I think, are going to kill me. I'm sure that's what they are going to do. They are going to kill me. Iguchi kispinmane pimitsun wapare. Iguchi anima. So if I don't come to lunch tomorrow, that's why. In Beijing. They are killing me. 3 Thank you. That was lunch. Thank you very much. Thompson Highway. There is no one like him. We are going to do one last song, and it's from the Postmistress. So we learned that this Postmistress, she's not actually alive. She's passed on. She died of cancer at the age of 49. And she is now working in the other world, in between worlds, handling mail between the dead and the living. Letters of love they send each other in their dreams. The human dream as the ultimate postal system. Imagine. And she's working away up there, waiting for the day that Rara Pancho, the love of her life, will come up and join her. And then, only then will she ascend to that final place among the stars. This is the final song. It's called Robins of Dawn. It's a birthday song because it is Rolly, Rara Pancho's birthday that day. Is there anyone having a birthday today? Yesterday? Tomorrow? All right, then this goes out to all of you because we all have birthdays. Thank you very much to everyone, all right? And especially Susan, Roy, and Emma Smith. Thank you very much. And to the University of Waterloo, and all of you beautiful people, and for doing such good work. And the opening was well was well received. So thank you very much, everyone, Bob, the wonderful team, and to these wonderful musicians. This is the Robins of Dawn. The robins of dawn are singing a song so lovely you dream of singing along. The happy thing being the language they're singing. These creatures with wings is one you are learning. Ces arbres devant nous, ils chantent une chanson si jolie, si belle. C'est quoi la raison? Oui, tu te demandes, même si ton corps sait, il chante dans une langue que ton cœur connaît. Marcus Howley, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, men, see a ski. Look at this earth. Tattoo, gisigao. Every day. Mananagamu, how she sings to you. Kimsitutawana. Do you understand her? Nusisim wanska. My grandson, awake. Manakaitisk. She says to you. Nigusis asta, my grandchild, come. Manakaitis. They're singing a song to wish you much happiness, Lord. long, long Thank you very much. Nathan, all the way from Salt Lake, Kevin Barrett, Marcus Ali, my name's Patricia Cano. This is all Thompson Highway. So, yes, thank you very much. You can buy Thompson's music online or here right now. Thank you very much. Thank you. Nathan?